What's up, everybody? Welcome to EZPZ Podcast, episode 100. We're not live streaming, so maybe that's a 2019 goal now. But we have a fun episode here. We got a new cast member on, and we're going to be talking about end of the year list. Nick's got some stuff. We all have some stuff. Favorite albums, of course, and live sets of the year, game of the year, all that kind of stuff. Joining me this week, Trey.
What's happening, bro?
What's up? And Nick.
How's it going, guys?
And also Mallaki. What's up, man?
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Finally. It's like,
don't hype that up. Don't have to live up to that. Like, finally.
no, I just mean like I'm meeting you on the podcast too. Like it's kind of an interesting situation to be
It's been
in.
a long time coming.
It really, the build-up's been great.
Cool. So let's just dive right in. Nick, you said you had.
So, first,
Oh, yeah, we never got to that story.
got a funny story for you guys.
Okay.
So, picked up Mallaki at the airport this morning. We got some bebops. He needed bebops. I was like, what do you want to do when you first get in here? He's like, are you getting the tasty tacos or bebops? Like, of course. That makes sense. So we got bebops. And I was like, oh, okay, so I want to do something. It's the 100th episode, whatever. I was like, what are those one shots called? There's these shots. I was like, it's like 100 bananas, right? 100 bananas for 100th episode. It's not 100 bananas. It's actually 99 bananas. But I tried. I tried. I swear it's called 100 bananas.
You guys wouldn't believe how proud he was. Like, he was like, we rolled to the gas station.
Stoked.
I was like, oh, you getting gas? Like, no. Getting this for the boys. It's like, cool. And we walk in, he's just like,
I'm sorry.
He just deflated. He's like,
Sorry, but we
we all
have to
doing
do
one?
this shot
Yeah,
live.
pass these over.
It's actually 99 peppermint.
Oh, it's peppermint.
It's festive.
99 proof, 99 peppermint.
It's festive for the holidays.
it.
Take a
99
video.
proof?
Take a video of this live on EZPZ Podcast.
It'll loosen us up a little bit.
Episode 9. I was not gonna drink today after last night.
Oh, no shit.
But I guess I'm fucking drinking today.
Hair of the dog.
I'm not trying to be that guy now, but now I live in South Carolina. I have legitimate moonshine down there.
What?
That stuff burns.
Hell yeah.
Burn, baby, burn.
Love it.
Episode 100.
Episode
We got
99.
99 peppermint.
99 into 100.
Cheers, everybody.
Ching, ching,
Cheers.
Weird.
We'll do this.
I mean, it's just like a handful of mints.
Oh.
Oh, man.
It's like drinking all of the toothpaste or all of the Listerine.
Yeah, it's Listerine.
No, they didn't even like change it out. They just literally poured Listerine into the
Yeah.
bottle. It's like,
I think that was Listerine.
I'm just saying, you drink enough Listerine.
Well, thank you for that awesome gift.
Thank you for that heartburn.
All right, I guess we're going to kick this off the right way, that way.
Well, great. You just need a post that doesn't have
Now
to be a
I'm
teaser.
God damn it.
'cause that's all it takes. That was all it took. Now I'm drunk.
See, now
Great.
that good warm feeling, like you ever have like a big old thing of Fireball?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just feel like it's
where my heart,
festive.
it's where my heart's supposed to be.
Where my heart's supposed to be.
That's where I get the
There's
warm.
this big empty void until I
the-
get liquor in
It's
me.
the only way I get that warm tingling feeling. It's like, is this love?
Oh,
No, it's
God,
Fireball.
this is horrible.
The
Starting off
Alka
right.
Holocaust.
Oh, God.
I'm taking the rails of this thing. We're going a different direction in this podcast.
Shit got wild. Shit
should've
got
warned you
weird.
guys.
All right. Well,
right.
thanks, Nick. Let's
Top
try to get
100.
back on track somehow.
Somehow.
All right. Let's just do some of this end of the year stuff. Let's just get it out of the way. Top 10 albums. I want to hear if anybody else had 10. Because we were talking before, just a little bit before the podcast, that it was difficult coming up with 10.
It was. I did finally get 10, though.
Okay. My list is super fat with like albums I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
But they weren't necessarily albums that
Crack the list.
Yeah, they weren't. Like, I played them like 2 or 3 times.
I have a lot of honorable mentions.
Exactly.
lot
Dude,
of
that is
honorable
what the...
mentions?
Honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah. Look at my list of
I'm
honorable
so
mentions.
unprepared.
Dude, I'm honestly, I think I might just opt out of the music section because mine's so pathetic.
No.
No.
Well,
Give
no.
us your top-
Here's the thing. If you don't have like a top list, that's fine. But like at the
Shout
same
out a
time,
couple albums.
when we say like an album that you may have liked or enjoyed, then maybe
Yeah, sure.
cool. So first off, Bay Faction, Florida Guilt is my album of the year. I'm just
There you
gonna
go.
get that out of the way. We don't have to go through all 10, but what I want to say is probably the first 5 or 6 are the only like albums I really played that
We're
much, like on repeat this whole year.
Yeah.
Stuff like Post
Must.
Malone, Beer Bongs and Bentleys, like I have that in
Yeah.
my top 10 because we heard those songs like so much throughout
It was
the
a
year.
huge part of the summer.
Remixes. And honestly, like a lot of those tracks were bangers. And congrats to him for beating a whole bunch of records like the Beatles. But RL Grime Nova is number 2 for me. So I've got the boy wonder. I saw him 2 times this year.
Right. And I honestly feel like seeing an artist live definitely plays a factor on the top 10 list for me anyway.
Right.
Sometimes,
Yeah. So, Nick,
you have those memories.
I want to hear your top 3 or first few.
So my first few, I got number 1, Mac Miller, Swimming.
Oh, really?
Yes. So,
album of the year.
So I'll say this, not because of anything that happened with him or that he passed away, but that it was just genuinely a brilliant album. Like, I love the way his like direction went with it. It's more like soulful and jazzy and just like all the lyrics and stuff. It was actually just a fantastic album. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
It was kind of a no-brainer for me when I first heard it too. Like,
yeah.
It was definitely up there.
I never played that. I never listened to that album, and I won't because I'm not going to be able to ever see him live. No offense. But like seeing an artist live is super important, which is why R.L. Grimes Nova is number 2 for me, is because saw him on my birthday-ish weekend, 515 Alive, one of my favorite sets of the year, and then also Jawbreaker. Mm-hmm. And also those remixes that sister remixes were so good. Both of them.
So you would never listen to like Nirvana or someone like ever?
No, I listen to Nirvana. Well, I just mean I'm not gonna go out of my way and listen to Mac Miller's Swimming right now because I've really never listened to him. I grew up listening to Nirvana like everybody.
Well, sure. I just mean if an artist is dead, it doesn't
I listen to Miles Davis.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I think Nirvana's. He has those little bad songs. There's like that Cold Outside song right now that's getting all the heat right now. When Nirvana had the Rate Me.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's still being played on the radio. I'm just saying. I don't know.
That's true.
It's not very PC.
I want to hear you guys' favorite album of the year or one that you spun a lot.
So I was telling Nick, I was like, again, bear with me. I have a lot of concussions, so my brain don't work that well no more. I like Mom Jeans.
Wow.
And,
cool. That's great.
They just came out with a new album, Puppy Love.
Yeah.
And again, I just like Mom Jeans in general because the sound of their music is just, they vary it up. It's
what
different.
genre would you say they are?
It's a pop punk, of yelly.
It's pop punk, I guess you would call it, but it's way more subtle.
They got some emo alternative mixture.
What would you consider Tiger Jaw?
It's
indie
like a
alternative.
So it's like we were listed to Mom Jeans before, guys, and I was like, imagine Tiger Jaws, but with better singing.
Oh, right on.
It's easier to listen to.
I love Tiger's Jaw. They were Spin was one of my favorite albums of last year for sure.
Fantastic. But I love the Best Buds. That was 2016. So now they have the new album in 2018. I was like, this automatically gets gets a thing on my list. So it's all right, it's Mom Jeans.
They're on my radar just because I feel like they've opened for a bunch of bands in the scene that we follow and listen to. Sweet. Yeah, I've got Anthony Green's Would You Still Be in Love is number 3. It Looks Sad, Skylake, Queen of Jeans, Dig Yourself, Glitterer, Not Glitterer EP, Diplo, California EP. That Diplo EP is so good. And we heard those songs remixed all year. And it sucks that at 515 Alive, I wanted to see Trippie Redd perform Wish and Lil Xan perform, what's that song?
I don't even know.
Colorblind.
Okay,
yeah, I have it written down there. But I wanted him to play that, and he did. And I remember sitting in the back, listening to it. I was like, oh, this is pretty tight. And then Trippie Redd didn't show up.
Right.
And so I was looking forward to Trippie Redd playing High, which is his feature on Alice in Wonderland's album, but he didn't play that. But so Bay Faction, I want to know, where's Bay Faction on your top 10?
Bay Faction is number 2.
Number 2, hell yeah.
So
Bay Faction is a band from Boston, Massachusetts. Their first 4 years as a band, they were straight up emo. They were talking about blowing their head off, in one of their songs, one of my favorite songs.
Go on.
Yeah. Go on. It's
Love
just,
it.
Yeah, they're straight emo, brand new-esque type thing. They have a song called Cutters. They have other stuff that's just referencing very, very emotional music.
Definitely.
On a scale of where Hawthorne Heights is. Are they way more emo?
I would say they're definitely below Hawthorne Heights.
Below?
Yeah.
All right. I guess they're not that great.
So they had those emo ties, and their self-titled is one of my favorite albums of 2015, but I didn't discover it until 2016. So I've just been a huge fan of this band. They're so small too. Like they have like 5,000 likes on Facebook.
Right.
But they've been hyping up and like releasing a single on SoundCloud and then deleting it like for a year and a half now.
Right.
And like their sound, you can just hear it's like changing slowly. And now this new album is the Florida Guilt is just so stripped down, and it has those like ties into emo, but it's not emo anymore. It's more like just indie alternative. Like I'm surprised Pitchfork hasn't already reviewed this album. I mean, it came out in 12/11.
Right.
So it just came out. And
it'll happen.
It is the only album all year. I did a whole bunch of analytics with my iTunes, but it's the only album all year I played over 30 times. Like,
which is saying something.
Every track on the whole album,
just came out this month.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's
and it cracked the list. It's number
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my number 1. So, but this album has it. We were talking about this in a text with you and I and Shelby, Nick, and my sister, who's gonna be in my wedding. She's one of my favorite people in the world, obviously, but she and I and Nick like were gushing about this album for like the last 2-3 weeks, and the boys did it. They did a really great job, but it's just so weird. They're a 3-piece from Boston, Mass, and it's just so weird because like that they sound like so stripped down compared to they're not rock and roll, like don't have any really rock and roll sections anymore. It's more like they're adding in that synth and that like
it's kind of
electronic sound.
I've always pictured it as like a band you would see play at like a hole in the wall that has like 15 people in the building, and you're
but
just like
all 15 of those people know every word.
But
like,
you're in a dark, gloomy bar having a drink, and it's just
right.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah,
it's great.
For sure.
It's great.
But they just had their record release shows out on the East Coast, and like they posted a whole bunch of videos on their Instagram story, and like everybody in the crowd knew every word. Like it was insane of all these new songs, and so. Good for them. They have they have a lot of lore built into like their songs too. Like they always had that Jasper like as a character, like
Jasper
just this fiction. Yeah, just this like fictional character that was in their self-titled album that was just like appear in like the songs, as in like they were trying to tell a story about Jasper. And in this album, it's more so like the lead singer is trying to probably tell the story that he's either bi or gay, and it's just like super intense because it's like small nuances in the lyrics. I think that Trey would really, really enjoy the album just for that.
Oh, dude, you should have fucking told me direct. Like I saw you posting about it. I like sometimes like in social media, it's easy to like scroll past it.
Oh yeah,
if you had like directly told me like, hey bro, this is my album of the year. I'm going to be like talking about it for like a long time on the podcast. Probably would have listened to it.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like me and Trey right here are just outgunned. We're like, all right, you guys got this. We're just gonna agree completely.
No, for sure. I mean, like it sounds dope, dude. I mean, like from like what you're saying is it sounds like minimalist, and I'm pretty much into like any music that like doesn't have to do.
They do so much with so little.
Exactly.
I feel that's become the hotness now is like the stripped away, no longer having 1,000 things going on. You know?
So it's funny that we say that it's still stripped down, but I feel like they've added a lot more production, and the production quality is a lot.
It fills up the songs because of like the electronic aspects.
And he'll even do like some effects with his voice on some parts of it.
Snow
and have
Globe,
like
the
some
first
weird
song,
like synthy things going on, and just like a layer in the background, you know, not like a huge thing. Like
because when I think of
little
like
nuances that are awesome.
Stripped down, I think of like Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, old school basement tapes. You know what I mean, or like Bob Dylan basement tapes. Like
it's 3 instruments, and that's
I don't think of like synth involved and like minimalist music.
I guess it
usually
would be a minimalist in the sense of like it's very just this group of people, and that's it. It's not, they're not bringing in a choir, they're not bringing in an orchestra to play this one thing.
Well, because I would think of like lo-fi hip hop. That's like minimalist because like one guy, it's like a sample with like a beat.
Just
you
beats,
know, it's like
which you're the one that got me into lo-fi hip hop, and I will be.
That's my album of the year. It's lo-fi hip hop beats.
The whole genre.
Would we consider it not minimalist then, and more underground?
Well, this is 100% underground band.
Yeah, 100%, yeah, for sure.
I discovered them because they somehow, like on their original record label that they were on, they had to add on a podcast.
Oh.
And like it was so weird because I instantly downloaded their album, their self-titled, which got removed from everything except for even their Bandcamp, I think. But I ended up buying it from their Bandcamp for $5 just because I lost it from Apple Music, which is why I subscribe to. Most people use Spotify or Apple Music, you know, but it got removed from everything. And they announced this album as their debut album because like they're just completely like giving up that emo sound, coming back to this. Crazy. Anyway, album of the year. Anthony Green. So the reason why I have him as 3 is because, first of all, it's a return to the Avalon sound, which is he just celebrated that 10-year anniversary. Right. So let's get into our favorite concerts of the year. Just because, I mean, I could talk about all of my 10 albums for super long, but like last year when it was just Nick and I doing the end of the year, obviously we want to give you guys a voice, and we wanted to talk about a couple other topics. So, the concerts of the year, Nick, do you have anything that stood out to you? What were your favorites?
I mean, just as like a single event.
No music festivals.
So it's kind of teeters the line, but I was going to say Spring Gathering was mine. Bass Nectar's Spring Gathering.
Okay.
I know it's a 2-day thing, but that was like hands down.
I think that's a concert in my eyes.
I would say so, yeah.
So who performed there besides Bass Nectar?
It was Bass Nectar and Troy Boy and Rez.
Damn.
And Toki Monster. And
who was just nominated for Best Dance Album.
Mm-hmm. So all DJs, but just all the little aspects of it, that all the attention to detail just made it like far and above, like one of the best things ever. I talked about it on the episode after it happened. But
back in March, you can go back and listen to that for sure.
It's definitely my favorite.
Your favorite, okay. Mine was probably, I had a ton of fun at Big Wild in February.
Yeah,
that's an honorable mention.
That's just kind of one of those the whole trip.
Dude,
insane.
yeah.
It was great.
It was like, it was us 3 couples, and then Nick Hamilton, one of my friends out from Omaha, showed up. We had that amazing Airbnb. Then on the way home, we were listening to Shed by Title Fight, screaming
Title Fight the whole way home.
It was awesome, dude. But I love Every Time I Die, Turnstile, Angel Dust Vein. I just went and saw that show in November. That was so good. But my show of the year has to be, like I said, kind of like hinted at it, is Anthony Green and Good Old War, because Anthony Green played all of Avalon. And it was a crazy weekend because it was 80-35 on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday I was hungover as shit, and I drove to Chicago with my sister, and we took her car, which is a stick shift, and I don't know how to drive a stick shift, but I still drove all the way. Yeah.
You gotta learn today.
I literally learned
driving
poorly.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
and then
good thing you didn't wreck her shit.
Well, on the way there, a motorcycle and his fat girlfriend were swerving, like going crazy. I saw them coming up my rear view. Next thing I know, I'm getting into the left lane. He's going behind me in the left lane. He is gigantic, probably like 6'8". Takes his hand and smashes her rear view mirror.
What?
Yes, dude.
What?
Yes.
Oh my
because God. He was like, "You cut me off." I heard him. This is on the interstate going like 70. And no, I didn't really cut you off. I had my turn still on. I was just going slowly. I'm like already like anxious because I'm driving a stick shift I know I'm on the interstate, so I'm already like at speed 6 or whatever.
Sure,
like gear 6, so like I'm fine.
What's it going? It's like 12?
Yeah. But dude, he like completely broke her rear view mirror off. I felt so bad.
Jesus.
I just like didn't have her pay for the ticket. I paid for gas, but
damn.
She has her roommate works on cars, so he was able to fix it for like $40. But he literally shattered the entire broke all the glass out.
That's nuts.
It sucked. I felt horrible. But then we got some pizza, deep dish pizza, and then we drove all the way home. Like just me and my sister. It was so good. It was such a good time. So
good bonding experience.
Yeah, exactly. That was my favorite concert of the year. Yeah, Mallaki.
Man. So again, like
any good shows?
Sadly, like again, with the line of work that I try to be in, I don't get to go to a lot of shows anymore because I'm usually out doing my own shows. But the last show I went to that I loved was Masked Intruder. It was literally in a basement. Like those old like DIY style shows where it's just like middle of nowhere or whatever. It's like, all right, let's go down this deep dark dungeon. It's like, all right, yeah, seems legit, cool. And the only thing that's lighting the place is Christmas tree lights. And then, it's like, all right, and then just mass shooters. Like I feel like they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, dude, they put in so much work. I remember the first time I saw them was at Riot Fest 2013. Okay. I went off away from everybody else with just Shaun because he was so adamant about seeing them. Yeah. And then I went, oh man, I remember them I was just blown away because their stage presence alone.
They got a great gimmick. They got a great
exactly. They got the different colored ski masks.
Yep, and then they got the police officer hype man, and it's like,
Jesus
Christ. It's great. They got a great song. Is this PC or not? Can we cut it?
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay, cool. They have a song called "We Got a Knife, Motherfucker, Step Up." It's great. And the crowd's chanting with it. Oh, dude. dude. Like
so awesome, man.
And again, like we were just talking about that minimalist thing. It's like, it's just that whole like atmosphere where it's like you can see the people around you, and that's about it. And then you see them play, and you go, "Cool, thanks, guys," and they get off and go straight to the merch table, and it's like
totally,
it's that great feeling of like camaraderie and like
you could actually
family, and it's not like not knocking bigger like concerts and shows, but it's like when you're going there, you're gonna see them, and then it's like cool, great, and that's that. And you get in the car with your friend, go, "That was great." But with those smaller shows, it's almost like seeing friends again. They might remember you or whatever. You're like, "Oh, hey, how you been?" Blah blah, and follow you on the social medias and all that stuff. That's what I like.
Totally, I hear you. They played at Gaslamp here in Des Moines. And I wanted to go really bad, but it was the same weekend as one of our friends' birthday. I think it was Chantel's like 2 or 3 years ago.
Gotcha.
But anyway, Trey, favorite concert of the year? Do you have something?
So for me, I think it was this year. Was the Too Pure to Die, and I think that
it was.
That was like earlier in the year, and like that was like super fun because kind of like you said, it was just like a bunch of people that had like. Used to have like a really tight-knit music scene in Des Moines, and it kind of like fell apart, and like basically it was just a bunch of people that I knew watching bands that we saw growing up, and like smoking blunts in the fucking alleyway and shit. Like,
so that was Iowa City. That's on my fourth favorite, as in like is an honorable mention for sure, because dude, I'm so with you, Trey, because it was just like it was you, Nick, Alex B-Word, Lydia, and I, and who else? Was Gail wasn't there?
Gail was there.
Gail then. So there was us six.
Gail was there.
We took that minivan. And that was so much
Whose
fun.
minivan was that?
He rented it. We had to all pay like $8, $9,
weird.
But like that's that great feeling though. It's like just get in the van, let's go.
Totally.
Well, it was kind of like that, except some drama ensued. Really no need to get into.
That's not the scene without a little drama.
Oh, true, dude. No, it was so funny because the drama was like so old school that it was hilarious.
Like again, like since Nick picked me up from the airport. We've just been like going down memory lane, just talking about stuff. Yeah. Like we just went past like Java Joe's and Vaudeville and stuff like that. And we're just like, remember this, remember that, and then we're just talking about like, man, I miss the old scene because it's like it's that sad feeling where it's like if we go now, we're like the old folks. And it's just like
I don't mind being like the old.
I don't mind being the guy that's posted up against the wall. It's like I'll go in the pit if I feel like it, But it's like, but now you look around, it's like. I remember what the scene used to be like, and now it's just become a shell of what it was. So now it's sad.
Well, I mean, I don't know any of the people. Like, I'm sure there's some subsect of like Des Moines, the Des Moines scene that's like cool. I like am just not tied in enough to have any fucking clue about it.
That's what I was literally gonna say. No, I was thinking like it's just an anomaly and it just keeps happening. So like, when we came in, I'm sure there were dudes that were saying the same thing.
It's the vicious circle.
But there was like music happening, but we were like so bad at advertising our shit, so that like no one knew about it.
And then now we're
printing out flyers on your computers, like
we wouldn't even do that, bro. We would like share to our Facebook friends, bro.
MySpace,
like, no, that's what it was. It's like you would like type out to your friend, like, "Hey, bro, I'm having a show tonight. $6. Be there, be square, bro.
Support me, come on."
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
that show was really fun. I actually got to like have some alone. I put my earbuds in and AirPods or whatever in, and I walked around like listened to Vampire Weekend's Contra, and like took me back to when I actually went to school in Iowa, and it was just really good for me to like do that and like go back to that like the bus stop and stuff, because I got way depressed out there and ended up dropping out, and like it was just a whole thing. But that was I'm really happy we all decided to go to that, and that was sold out at the Blue Moose in Iowa City. It was really, really crazy. People were going nuts too. I was actually pretty stoked on that.
Fun to watch. Not trying to get in.
The Blue Moose, the Blue Moose is a great little venue.
I actually enjoy it.
It's awesome.
It's wrapped around with like that 2-foot like incline or whatever.
And the second floor is awesome too. I saw Counterparts on the second floor, and that was fucking awesome.
I saw MC Chris up there and a few other artists before. I do like Blue Moose. It's one of my more favorite venues in Iowa. I just don't really ever go out to Iowa City.
Right. It's kind of a drive. It's a little bit. But
it's 2 hours, but like I'd almost rather go to. Most of the time, I feel like those shows it's either Iowa City or Omaha on the tour. It's never like it's usually not both. For sure. So great. I'm glad you brought that up. I did not have that in my top shows, but definitely honorable mention. So what do you guys want to move on to now? We can do
Call it, big boy.
let's just do some quick hits
let me quick bullet point the rest of what I had on my list real quick.
No, it's too late. We're past that. All right, we're done.
Finish off my list. Number 3, Story So Far.
Proper Dose?
Proper Dose, yeah.
Oh wait, so going back to albums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dude.
We're way past this.
No. I'm finishing out my
Finish it out.
Yeah.
Hold up. I want to talk about that because I just creeped in to number 10 for me.
Cool.
And because I just listened to it like 2 times today, and it is such a good album.
It's very solid.
And it sucks because like I didn't have it on my September monthly list because of I remember I had it checked it back. I had a sticky note to like put it on my monthly playlist, but I just didn't because I don't know. I feel like so much music came out and like it almost was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like
So I have a bunch of arrows on my list. 3 might even be a little high. I was like doing. So hold on.
I love it, but not really.
It definitely cracked top 10, no matter what. I was doing some math in my head. It's so hard.
Some algorithm.
It's so hard to make a top 10, guys. All right, and then I had number 4, Sylvan LeCue. Apologies in advance. I think I showed you this. It came out early in the year.
The rapper. Right?
This album is amazing. It's like so it's like skits and then him rapping, which normally like skits is like an old school 90s
gimmick.
thing. Like there was always skits in old school 90s like albums. But this one is like the in between skits are like they're at like an AA meeting and they're all just like talking about their anxieties and like it's like when you are done with the album, you're like, I fucking feel better. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's really fucking cool.
That is a very good album.
Definitely worth a listen. I had, for number 5, Covet.
What? Yeah, dude, it's in my honorable mentions. Covet, F. Florence. F. Flores.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
But, dude, I love that.
Fantastic.
I actually have it right here. I was listening to it earlier.
Yeah. Great instrumental album.
Yes, dude.
Female guitarist.
Very much like Shaun.
Yeah.
If you like Shaun. And on a live stream or something, I know you do a lot of live streams on twitch.tv/TotallyTrey. But I think that you would really, really love it.
Twitch game strong.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to hear that song.
All right, number 6, I had Bass Nectar's Reflective, Part 3.
Yeah,
I had to throw a little love to my boy Bass Nectar.
I didn't really like that one as compared to 1, I think.
I honestly...
Well, you said it was a weak year.
Yeah.
Very much.
It's his list.
I'm gonna do it how I want to do it. All right, number 8, I had Keys and Crates, Kira.
Dude, that's on my list of bold means I needed to spend more time with it.
It's a fantastic.
Dude,
they totally like switched up their style, and I think you of all people would really enjoy it.
And that first track, Incipio or whatever, is
good.
So good.
Phenomenal.
What else you got?
Number 9, I had Flatbush Zombies, Vacation in Hell.
Really?
Yeah.
You just got that. You were just listening to that this week.
I slept on the album and I listened to it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then number 10 is I had an artist named Gasper. I don't know if I ever shared it with you or anything. The album's called Mima. It's a really good just dubstep album. I'll have to show it to you. It's similar to...
Any lineups coming up next year? Electric Force? Nothing? Okay.
Nope.
Is it a SoundCloud
He was on
artist?
this guy was on some of my old Knicks mixes and stuff. So you've heard the songs. I played them at parties and shit. But
he just came out with a new album this year that's fire.
Yeah, earlier this year. It's really good.
Wow.
I think I'll send it your way. It's really good.
Gotta respect that Knicks mix.
Yeah.
Gotta respect it.
I'll bring it back. Well, Knicks mix went back to when we were hanging out with my burned CDs in my car.
We kids know about burning CDs.
Oh, right. I know all about it. My car is full of burned CDs that don't have words on them. So when I put a CD in,
you don't know
no idea what I'm
But once you play that first song, you're like, I know the entire
I know the
burn. I know the whole burn.
I know the whole thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Turnstile, Time and Space. I'm surprised.
It's on my honorable mentions. I wanted it to be in my top 10, and it should be probably if I could had more time to rework this thing, but it's in there.
Okay. I actually only have one album. I actually forgot to even bring it up. So one band that I really like is Romancer. Basically, they're this weird math rock emo band. And
I downloaded that EP, I think.
Yeah, Honey
right after you posted about it.
Same. That's my album of the year. That EP is fucking killer. It's really there's parts of it that are zoned out, but then they have these really high moments of just Especially, dude, if you watch their music videos, that's really where they get you. Is because they do a good job of, like you mentioned earlier, is visuals. Is like the visuals tying in with like. That was off the cast actually, but anyway,
it might have been actually.
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, that was
What was in this, Nick?
I'm already starting to feel sick.
You're actually all tripping balls.
Dude. Anyway,
PCP.
Awesome, Romance.
Love
I'm definitely gonna spend more time with that album.
it's really short.
It's really kind of a bummer for me, like to see some of these other artists that aren't like on my top 10, like Earl Sweatshirt, some rap songs. Couldn't really get into it. It's too, but I'm not saying it like it's not good. Alice in Wonderland's Awake. I didn't spend enough time with it. Foxing, Nearer My God. Like that was supposed to be a perfect album for me.
I see the Vince Staples album on there.
It's really good.
FM at exclamation point.
Yeah, I mean, I usually enjoy him. Anything actually after Summer of 07 is like, honestly, I think that was like the best of it. But
Same.
I mean, I haven't given that a chance yet. So
Big Fish Theory last year was insane.
Very
it was good.
FM is kind of what it sounds like. FM, so it's like a skit heavy thing, so where it's like it sounds like you're listening to a radio station in Georgia the whole time.
Sure.
So they'll do little skits, and then he'll go into a rap song, and then he'll do another skit
I know
like,
what you
"Hey,
mean.
we're back!" Like,
I know, like kind of like an old Wu-Tang album in like the sense that they have like a skit basically in it.
Skits,
I get you.
So
great
Boy
album.
Genius, that is somebody I really want you two to check out. Just knowing your taste in music. It's Phoebe Bridges, which Nick, I know you like. I think you showed her to me. Like
that name sounds familiar.
Phoebe Bridges. It's like a super band of 3 amazing singer-songwriter female artists. So Phoebe Bridges, Lucy Dacus, and then Julian Baker.
Okay.
And-
Okay.
Yeah, and so they're called Boy Genius, obviously, because there's 3 girls. Like they're trying to like fight like the whole stick out there with like female singer-songwriters are only good because they're female singer-songwriters. Like, and that EP is insanely good. But like I said, it was just a weird year. Household, that album that it came out with in 2016 was one of my favorite albums, but just really couldn't get into everything a river should be. There's some good tracks on there. Tierra Whack, we're gonna see her at Electric Forest next year. 15 songs, 15 minutes, 1 minute exactly a piece. So good. It's like just like a skit type situation where she's just telling stories.
Did you listen to the new Jeff Rosenstock?
Yeah.
Jeff Rosenstock Post?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought it was really good too.
I mean, it's like really similar to everything else he's ever written, but like it was really good.
He's very, very good at what he does, but he doesn't. It's like he's in this like little box. He doesn't really expand. But I loved him at 80-35.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
I was gonna say that's not like a backhand compliment. It's like it was good, but it's like everything else he does.
Well, no, in my mind, that's the highest compliment ever. Like, no, he's never done anything different. Like, awesome.
Keep it.
Don't get wild on me now. Come on.
Exactly.
So let's get into some other topics, but real quick, one more thing. I'm surprised you didn't have Black Panther's original soundtrack or Basement Beside Myself.
They're both on my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so many. Look at Hippocampus, Bambi. Like, I just did not like it.
I listened to it once through, and that was it.
I literally listened to it once through, too.
Yeah.
It's a weird, very weird year. Gouge Away, Burnt Sugar was very good. Dead American, the old lead singer of Seosin. Cove Reber, that's his new band. And that EP, The Shape of Punk is Dumb. It's pretty good, but, man, it's just a weird year. So let's get into our favorite music festival of the year, because we are talking about music festivals a lot on this podcast. I went to like 7 or 8, 9 this year, but obviously it's Electric Forest for me. Yeah. The parties were weird. The parties and like the partying in general was a little bit weird there, but I got engaged and the music was so good. Having that back 40 was perfect because I got to go rest when I needed to rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say.
Is that
too,
your
I guess.
favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. Runner-up would have been 515 Alive, though. I was thoroughly impressed. And that's crazy for me to say because it beats out Oshiaga in Montreal, Jawbreaker, and...
Yeah, I honestly forgot about 515.
Dude, that bass neck, you're set.
They're neck and neck. If 515 might even have crept a little bit, sadly to say. But
it's just how it is,
515, the local scene with that, it just killed it.
Favorite music festival, set at a music festival. What's your favorite, Nick?
Favorite set at a music festival was probably Bass Nectar set at 515.
515, so good.
Yeah.
I have RL Grime at 515 and Bass Nectar on my list. Closey was so surprisingly good at Electric Forest.
Agree.
So good I wanted to go see her this last September in Iowa City, but I just couldn't. And then I've got some other stuff on here, like Yeah's Oshiaga. That was like a dream come true. Fanagram at 80-35.
That was awesome.
Damn. It was a good year for live music, honestly, for me.
Was.
I got to see everything I wanted to see pretty much. Even like breaking the bank and going to Jawbreaker in Milwaukee.
Right.
Still got to see Odessa this year.
So speaking of festivals, you were talking to me about this like Wrestle K.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's not music,
Right.
But for a festival, I guess that's the only kind of festival you probably went to this year.
In a sense, yeah. Like, I mean, it's hard to. I guess in your guys' thing as a fest, like, so you guys go like Electric Forest, correct?
Yeah.
So what's that like? So it's like multiple stages and
yeah.
stuff like
Just
that.
in the woods and you just camp out and
Sounds dangerous.
party. There hasn't been a casualty
The
in like
wrestling
2 years.
fest guy is gonna call
Sounds
the camping
dangerous.
in the woods.
So
dangerous.
okay, so Wrestle K is more of like a big old like festival in the sense like, you know, every day there's different shows. Like there's one main show and then there's mini shows. Like starts at 12 o'clock in the morning and then or 12 and then goes all the way until 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night. But like I think the closest thing I could go with this wrestling music would be I did the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
This year?
No, it was a couple years ago, but like, I mean, I probably can make a phone call and get back on that. But
Do it.
so, ICP are big professional wrestling fans, and they have their own show or their own company called Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And every year they have it at the Gathering of the Juggalos, which again, you guys know it's a big festival and stuff like that. Well, when I went, they had like Biz Markie and ICP. It's Markie. Exactly, dude. We showed up and it was just like we went to like the front desk or whatever, and they're like, "Who you guys? Oh, we're the talent. What's your names? This here," and they give you a lanyard. It says like each lanyard is different. There's like music lanyard, wrestling lanyard, stuff. And you get that lanyard, and goddamn it, you're a god.
You're a god. You have that lanyard.
You just walk around, there's every juggalo and juggalette just like,
All
oh.
I'm saying is it wouldn't be hard to be a god at the goddamn
Hey now, don't you belittle me. Don't you belittle my accomplishments.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it was,
Shit's on his resume.
No, I mean,
It's on my
I'm
resume.
jealous, dude. I wish that I had like prestige
Like-
where I could go to the gathering
Like-
and have people bow.
like ICP gave me a check.
Gave me a check.
Like, I was like, how great is it you go there and they have free carnival rides? So I'm just on a
Hell yeah.
Ferris wheel going seeing people who aren't a part of the show but just fans fire breathing and sword
Yeah, man.
swallowing. And while Biz Markie is just singing at the concert, I'm just like, what's my life? Just on this Ferris wheel that could fall apart because it's horribly made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy.
That's my pride. My best festival is the
Hell
Gathering of the Juggalos, where every corner you turn,
2016.
every corner you turn, every juggalo or fan goes, "Do you want free drugs?" Thank you.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
they're all ketamine and nitrate.
Yeah. Well, there was a thing called the drug bridge.
Oh yeah.
So there was the drug bridge where everyone, it's just rows of people on each side all standing there with coolers
Oh, yeah.
filled with
Coolers.
drugs and jello shots and alcohol.
That's like the old like Main Street,
Yeah.
like the old school festivals.
And then,
like,
and then that's the top of the bridge. Then we go below the bridge. That's when it gets even more hardcore.
under the bridge.
Under the bridge,
Anything
Literally.
goes.
anything goes. Yeah.
Wow.
And then you got guys wearing cardboard signs that says "free drug tester," and you're like, "All right, man, here you go, take that."
Runs
You
away
good?
with your drugs.
Oh yeah, you give them half. You're like, "You good? All right." And then,
Jesus.
and then
Wow.
yeah, that was cool. That was a good time for me.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch, I
wow.
want to watch a documentary on that.
Oh man, that was the last year they did it at the place. It was like Rock Falls or something, Illinois or Indiana or whatever. Because that's the lady died that year.
What?
Yeah, I was like, she died. Like,
She died doing what she
There's
loved.
deaths every year.
Everything, yeah. No, this is reminding me like a vacation to like Saudi Arabia or something. You're
Like-
just like you have no idea
well,
what could happen.
This
It's, like,
kid,
kind
this kid
of
had a paintball gun, like
Anything.
shot the girl in the throat with a paintball gun. She just done. Yeah, it was
In the
insane.
throat?
Yeah, just boom.
Did it collapse it, or did
I-
she just like lay down?
Maybe it like hit her jugular vein.
I
or
did.
something.
I didn't. Well, I didn't stay around to find out.
Smart.
I went.
But you saw it?
I heard about it. Like I was literally like, so like, walk past everyone, the big crowd. I was like, all right, let's go to the show. Scream, scream, scream. Oh, someone fell. All right, probably someone ODing. Let's go to the wrestling show. Yay.
Yeah, wow.
Security will help him out.
Okay, what's your guys' favorite OD of 2018?
Oh man, do I got
Mac Miller.
Oh.
All right, guys. right, this has been the EZPZ Podcast.
No, he's the first that comes on.
We actually did see one at Cosmic Kingdom. That was very scary.
Homeboy just literally went kaboom. Like,
wow.
Standing up straight to being perpendicular to the ground. Or parallel.
Was he stroking out, or was it just like he was just
I couldn't even
dead as
tell
a
you.
board?
I don't know.
He was just shaky.
Convulsing.
Yeah,
sure.
convulsing.
Man.
Everybody, this crowd around him.
I
mean, he got help instantly, but.
I think mine would be like Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Did he OD right?
No.
Oh, no, are you
No,
thinking
he's in
of-
jail.
He's just in jail.
Who's the XXX?
Temptation.
Oh no, he's the one that OD.
He's the one.
And he's
That's
like
what I meant. That's what I meant.
he
My
actually
bad.
was not the greatest human being.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's my favorite OD.
That's why I don't get is like. No offense, there's probably a little offense to this, whatever. It's like when someone dies, they just go, "Oh, R.I.P. They're gonna be missed. They were such great people." It's like, no, they weren't.
Were they though? Yeah.
No, just because they died doesn't make them immediately the saints. They're a piece of
Well,
shit.
People
Like-
definitely have like a don't talk ill of the dead type of thing.
Exactly.
But,
I mean,
you know.
but they're a piece of shit.
If they
being
were
s-
shitty, then.
That being said, when I die, you all better talk very nicely about me.
Let's cap out the end of the year stuff real quick. There's only a couple more topics. Did you guys have a favorite movie that came out this year, Mallaki?
Avengers.
Yep. So that's on my list too. I loved it.
Let's be honest here. Like, so
It's not. It's so annoying. People think it's cool to hate on Marvel movies. Okay, especially
so I think that's the. God, I'm gonna sound like an old person. That's the world we live in now, where
Yeah.
it's you want to be the cool person by trying to go against the grain, even though it's like you're just doing it just to get a reaction out of someone. But like, let's be honest here, the Marvel movies did something that I love, where it's a build up. They plant all these seeds for all these years.
I mean, they're smart.
They're taking all these risks of, well, hopefully this doesn't bomb. Because if this bombs, then the whole thing's dead.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if
I mean-
Black Panther had bombed, like who?
But
would have
like,
given
but
a
if
shit?
Iron
But-
Man bombed.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered.
if-
Like, so I mean, like they had planted the seed with Iron Man 1.
Yeah,
so like
right.
the franchise would have been good if Iron Man 5 or 12 like.
Well,
was
oh
fine,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But I'm saying like the original lineup. Like let's say like there's 5 of them. Like
Sure.
3 out of the 5 bombed.
Yeah,
They've probably been like,
true. They wouldn't have done it. Yeah,
maybe
agreed.
we should just scrap what we got and just.
I mean, I loved Avengers. I thought that
Same.
that most recent one was like fantastic. I'm not a fan. I've given pretty much every Marvel property a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And honestly, like the direction in general they're taking the properties isn't my thing. Like I'm more like honestly like darker Batman style
Yeah.
stuff.
sure,
but
they gotta cater to some kids.
This fucking last one was so fucking good that I was like,
So when I went into the theaters, with
I'm
my
gonna watch them.
when
I'm
I,
gonna watch them.
when I went into the theaters with my buddy, like we went in there, we sat there, and we started watching it, and I was like, did we come to the wrong, like, because you know, like usually they run the same movie, one in one section of the theater, and the other one's like already started. And we're like, did this already start and we're in the wrong theater? It's like, oh no, they're just going guns a-blazing
Right out
from
the gate.
From
Yeah, they had a
the
lot of
gate.
stuff to
And
get
I was
done.
just like, we got 2 hours of this.
Yeah,
Like, all right.
Some people will want to hate on the last scene. I'm not going to spoil it, but where
right.
with what's his name?
Thanos.
It's Thanos. Yeah, I don't know why I'm blanking,
Come on,
but
man, I know the product.
yeah, no kidding. With Thanos and like Thor, that last section where Thor could have done this differently and it would have changed the whole movie. Of course, there's going to be those instances.
Yeah,
It's a
I mean,
movie, you know.
So the Infinity Gauntlet in the lore can do anything. And
Right.
so if Thanos is trying to like be this noble character that's trying to like save everything, I mean the Infinity Gauntlet could like expand the universe, spread everyone out, give everyone unlimited food, we're good. But Thanos instead decides to dissolve half of everyone. So I'm just saying like there are going to be
Thinning
like,
the herd.
But,
Yeah.
but that being said, too, it's like how that is our generation, the world it's going into, where it's just like, should have done that different. Like it's like oh, because you just
You
or,
could have
like,
written something
you
better.
could have written all this like,
Yeah.
boom, dead, the end, bam.
Or they
Yeah.
like
They didn't
great.
follow the comics to a T.
Yeah,
and
like
someone's pissed.
Totally.
Exactly.
I love that film. It was
Yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
good. I'm super jazzed on. May's gonna be awesome next year. Just looking forward. There's a couple of things we can talk about with Every Time I Die going back in the studio. A lot of disputes. Panorama coming out in March. Title Fight hopefully writing another album in the summer.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, because Ned is back in school, but he's obviously off for the summer. They hopefully will be writing with Will Yip, but we'll see. But as far as movies, I hope that everyone's jazzed on May next year because it's gonna be Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Avengers Endgame. Super excited.
Endgame, is that what the...
It's called, yeah.
So
snap.
I think that's a tease. I think it's called Endgame right now, but as soon as you get in the movie, it's like Endgame. It's like the letters are gonna start flipping. It's gonna be called, and it's gonna be like, psych. This is the real name of the movie. It's like,
or like,
okay.
Or
I think
and then
Endgame
they're
was
just gonna
perfect.
make a bunch of prequels or something, you know.
It's gonna say Endgame. It just has a little question mark.
Yeah.
It's like, or is it?
Well, we all know
Give us your money.
Spider-Man's gonna come back somehow, so something's gonna. Well, they're gonna get rid of
I was
Thanos
thinking
props to
that.
that
because
one
Homecoming's coming out right 2 months later.
That's the one problem. Is like they kind of showed their hand where it's like, here's all of our movies. It's like cool, but now I kind of can. I'll say guess what's gonna happen, or know
Right.
what's gonna happen, but I got a good idea what this is gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
If you guys are into indie films and smaller budget films, what's his name, Bo Burnham. He wrote his first film and directed it this year called 8th Grade.
Really?
It's all based on a girl in 8th grade, like a little girl, and all that those like coming of age type story where she's dealing with, I like this boy, but this boy's kind of a douche and he's asking me for nudes, and it's so good, dude. I love that film. It made Lydia cry. It made me almost cry at the end. It's legit. She's also a YouTuber. She's just trying to be a YouTuber. It's like so perfect for 2018. And then
It's gonna get too real.
it's so good, man. It is so good.
I kept seeing that on all these like best movies of the year lists, but I didn't know what
The
it was.
actress that plays the lead character, she is nominated for best female role.
Damn.
And she's like 13.
It's so cool that you see like these like people evolve into these like awesome careers, because like Bo Burnham, in my opinion, was like really like not like necessarily low brow, but like aimed towards like kind of kids and kind of
just
like
sort of cheesy.
stupid,
Well, he was kind of like a
the YouTube videos.
He was a YouTube comic.
yeah, but like really cheesy with his song type stuff, you know, and like it's really cool that he's like evolving into this like indie filmmaker that's probably gonna go on to have like a crazy awesome career
For the next 30 years. Yeah, it's the same thing with Jonah Hill with mid-90s.
I literally was about to say
I need to
that.
see it. I need to
Like,
see it.
I was like, "What was that? Like, was that an indie film or is that more of a higher film?"
Honestly,
Or,
it's gotten like it still has like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
like,
it's killing it. But the problem with it, we us in our like group chat, we tried looking up, is it playing anywhere in Iowa and Des Moines? It's not, which sucks.
it's like select. Yeah,
so then it would probably be like a smaller studio.
So yeah,
like,
once it comes out on Amazon, I'll pay $5-10 to rent it.
I was surprised like Fluor Cinema or something.
Yeah,
they get all those like weird.
My
like,
question
indie-
is though, is like, why am I not in this group chat?
Yeah, you're part of the. You're part of the.
right?
culture.
I
You're part
know.
of the-
No, but yeah, like I would say, like me and they were talking about that earlier. We're like, how crazy is it now? Like again, how much like we're all getting old, and it's like back when we were younger, it was a '70s nostalgia and '80s nostalgia where it's like,
our parents
like
were
it's
Paisley,
like, but now we're like. Blah blah. It's like '90s. Why so recent? And then it goes. That was 30 years ago. Oh no.
Yeah, dude, they're really milking the 90s, but we got some cool stuff to look forward to in 2019. I guess as far as like thrillers, that's probably my favorite film genre is thrillers and not horror but thriller, I would say drama. I loved Hereditary. Man,
Hereditary was a wild ride.
so
was a
good.
crazy
It was
movie.
a wild ride is perfect. Something happens in the first 20-30 minutes that it was the only time this year in a movie where I like literally went, holy fuck, had to take like 17 deep breaths.
Was that the sci-fi movie with the tower in it, or am I thinking of like?
Wait, be specific there. That thing with the ships.
Well, no, there was something
and
that
the-
landed on Earth and then like
No.
okay.
Nothing like that.
So I think I know what movie you're
Can
talking
you give
about.
a small synopsis or like summary of the movie?
Give
kinda
me
hard to
a little
explain.
trailer. Like
Right,
what is
so
it?
the trailer was very misleading.
Exactly. And I'm okay with that because I hate when trailers tell us the whole story.
When they give you
right?
all the good bits and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
the rest was
trailer,
filler.
The trailer was like there was this little girl that had like I don't want to say like a deformed face, but like she has kind of going on.
Okay, yeah. And like
And,
she's like
so
just
it looks like she just are having like family issues, or it looks like it may be like a haunted house.
were they kind of
movie or
okay?
something.
I thought they were like kind of hitting like she had like psychic powers.
Yeah,
or
something
Kind of,
like
yeah.
that.
So the whole movie is based around this family, and Hereditary meaning like in their DNA they have this horrible thing going wrong with them. Each of them is like it just affects them, and it goes into like I'm not doing a great job explaining it, but just like Nick said, it's like really difficult. And so, like I said, something happens. It was the only time this whole year that I went,
But
oh
I
fuck,
agree.
oh fuck.
I had the same reaction when that because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I was like, Oh my god! Like I've never had like that kind of a reaction.
I felt
to
so
a
gross
scene in a movie.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to crawl out of my own skin. So Annihilation was the only other film that really, really stood out for me.
That's in my top 3. I only got 3.
Okay.
But
So I'll toss it to. I was gonna say I'm gonna want to buy it on iTunes or something just because I want to see it again. When Lydia and I saw it in theaters, I remember like leaving and on the car ride home, just trying to understand what I just saw. Like
it was really good. Like lots of like just creepy shit happening, and like I just like movies that you have no idea what's happening. And so like there's just such a vague premise, like something that's the movie that I was talking about that I was confused with Hereditary.
Okay.
There's just something that landed on Earth. They're sending people in. They have no idea what the fuck's going on, and then just weird shit's happening the whole time, and they have no idea.
In this like area that is like small area is like affected by this thing that landed, and like things are so weird in this area. Like things are getting deformed. Like
people would just turn into flowers and shit for no reason. Like just literally just turn into flowers because
sounds like a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, essentially. Like I mean, just something would click in their head, and they're like, "I'm just gonna stand here and turn into flowers now."
Whoa.
Like just shit like that.
It's crazy, and this is just another great thriller.
And I mean, that's like just like one of the main things in a horror movie is like a sense of unknown is really important, and then like just not like an inability to do anything or like lack of having a weapon. Any sort of power, you know what I mean?
Like,
exactly.
Whatever's going on. Yeah, I feel like too many movies have like just like this set like
beat by beat.
Yeah, I hate
what's gonna happen.
House horror movies.
You can like 15 minutes in, you can kind of guess what's gonna happen at the end, type of thing. Like I like that unknown aspect of.
It's like I think it's one of those things too. Also, it's like it's getting harder for them just because, I mean, the world we're going into now is just so numb. Where it's just like, look at this horror movie. It's like, man, I saw horror or more scary stuff down the street. All right, I think it's not coming out yet, but like I saw a preview for it. Jordan Peele's coming out with a new movie.
Oh man!
And all it is was just like it's like a hand with scissors, and it cuts, and that's it. And it's just like it's the style of the movie. I was like, I don't know what it is,
but it's gonna be great.
Dude, I want to see it.
He earned my respect with Get Out. It was one of my favorite films of last year.
Yeah, it was really good.
Man, so good. But Trey, did you have top favorite movies?
Yeah, so Incredibles 2 is actually
Really?
number 1.
Hell yeah.
I did not love it.
Dude, I thought it was fantastic.
Okay.
Like I thought it was like hilarious.
I need to see it.
I mean, like I hate sequels, and I thought that like it did paid tribute to the old one, had unexpected things coming out with it, like it wasn't like a super predictable script. I mean, you know they're gonna win, but like just like weird shit going on, like creative. I thought it was great, especially for a movie you waited 15 years for.
Hell yeah.
Has it really been that long?
It's been 13, I think, or 2004, but still. I was so let down by the film. I really just don't know why I didn't love it. I thought it sucked that they focused so much on the baby, right? Because the baby has can't communicate. Like it's just goo goo gaga, and then it's transforming is how it like.
It was more like
there's no way to give
that was just to break up the main story. So it was like the comic relief from the movie, like essentially where it's like kind of pandering to little kids in a way where, okay, the dad's at home, like crazy shit's happening. That's to appeal to little kids. Meanwhile, there's like a main story arc going on.
See, so I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen I have it. I've started it, and like I will get busy, gotta do other stuff.
Christmas.
Just say bye bye.
Well, that's that. All right, bye.
Well, it's been a great year, everybody. I want to talk about, to end it, let's just talk about what we're going to be doing for Christmas. You're in town, Mallaki, for the first time in a while, right?
God,
we were trying to think.
So I made a stop for my sister's wedding, but I mean, that was like for like a day or two or whatever. So it's been like almost like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you move then? Because you're from Des Moines
I'm
area?
from Des Moines originally, from the 515 represent.
Yeah.
And I moved a lot. I've been moving since I was 1920. I moved to Illinois, and then from Illinois I moved back to Iowa, but I was in Davenport, Iowa, and then I moved again to now Columbia, South Carolina, where I've been there now for 3-4 years, going on 4 years.
And you're just doing amateur wrestling or what?
Yeah, so like it's called like Independence. It's pretty much considered the best way I can explain it is like the minor leagues.
Okay.
And even that, I don't want to call them the minor leagues now because you can make actually pretty decent money on it if you know how to pinch a penny and know how to hustle. But yeah, like that's I've been doing that. I've been traveling all over the country, and finally, my family was like, "Hey, how about you come see your family, you jerk?" And I was like, "All right, shit."
Yeah.
And,
like, buy me a plane ticket, bitch.
legit, that's what happened. Like,
Exactly. That's what I'm like. If I moved anywhere, I would be like, no, if you want to see me, motherfucker, you pay.
Yeah. I was told, like, again, I feel like this is a, I don't know about you guys, but I almost feel like it's a Midwest thing where, it's 16 hours? I can drive that.
Yeah.
Like, it's 16 hours, but like anywhere else, everyone goes, that's insane. No, never. I'm like,
so you drove 16 hours here?
I was going to, like, because I've done it in the past, but like my longest trip's been like 24 plus or whatever, but like,
Jeez.
My car broke down. I was like, can't make it home. And then my sister says, the fuck you aren't? And then I was like, I don't do it. And she goes, well, your ticket's ready. Here you go. I was like, cool. And so literally it was like, I got the ticket like a day ago.
You never flown. That was the whole...
I've never flown. And so like,
wow.
It was just one of those things I was like, don't pay that much because it's going to be astronomical this close to Christmas and stuff. And also there was a part where I was like, I'm going to die on this plane. Like, it's that fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, first time flying, went from South Carolina to Philly to here. And
so how many episodes or how many nights a week do you wrestle?
It varies.
Do you have any aspirations of being like in the Raw?
Yeah. Like I always say the goal is to make a living off professional wrestling, but the dream is to be in the WWE or to be on a higher platform. There's a company in Japan that's like huge called New Japan, and that's the goal and that's the dream. But again, not to get I don't say morbid, that's not the right word, but cynical, is it? But I'm getting older, you know. I just turned 25.
Oh my God.
Well, there's so many jobs in the industry, though, dude. So you don't have to give up, like with that.
Right. Exactly. And like what I was telling you, I've been doing this since I was. My first time I was ever in a ring was when I was 13, and then I started really training when I was 16. Started wrestling at 17, 18. So I've been doing this for almost 8 years, and like. I got back spasms, like I lose feeling in my legs, and like I showed Nick like I can move this thumb to here. No one can see this because it's a podcast, and this thumb only goes to there.
Wow.
So like I have I got severe arthritis already. Like coming back to Iowa, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I live in a warmer state because like my
joints are
everything is just killing me right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you did just turn 25 though?
September. So
okay,
it's
you're pretty young.
I'm pretty young. I feel way older than I am, but yeah. Again, it's one of those things where it's like every time I feel like I was like giving up, but it's like oh man, I'll slow down because I would do it when I was younger from Thursday to Sunday. If there was anything less than 3 nights a week, it was slow. But now, like, the world's changing and the industry, the scene is changing. Just like music scene, it's literally almost an identical thing where it's like you can find the work, but it might not be enough to really make it worth your while. And it's like, do you really want to drive that long for just exposure,
right?
Quote unquote. It's like,
do you do much internet work then, or
yeah, that's another thing too. Is like I'm horrible at social media is the thing. Like you have to do social media. You're a businessman in professional wrestling. You're not just a wrestler anymore. You are the product. You are the guy who is showing the product. You are the
that's everything now.
Spokesman for it. You are putting everything out there, and it's just like. And again, I'm the type of guy where like I'm a very like I won't say enclosed person, but like I'm a real world person. I want to like look at this amazing scene. I want to look outside the window of the plane, looking at the clouds instead of being on my phone, being like, I'm gonna record this and post this on my feed. Like, so I'm looking through a screen to look at what I should be looking at with my own eyes and stuff. So again, at the end of the day, even if I don't make it, I have all these memories. Like I said, like gathering of the Juggalos and all that crazy stuff. Like people like.
But you've met like crazy wrestlers like Rikishi and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, I've met.
Like, you met some cool wrestlers.
I've met tons of cool wrestlers, and I've like tons of cool, horrible stories, but horrible in a good way. But I think it's one of those things where it's like every time I get like, oh, I should stop. Like my mom or someone will be like, I love you. I'm so proud of you that you're doing this. Blah blah. I tell them all my friends and all my family or other families or people that come into work like, how's your son doing? Like, oh, he's a big superstar. I'm like,
dude, it's hard to give up with that support, bro. That's crazy. That's
awesome.
Nice support, dude.
Let me die, Bob. Just let me become a regular man again. But yeah, like again, that's what I'm here for the holidays. Get to see the family, and then I think I needed this. It'll give me probably a recharge to go and find my roots again, get soaked up, and then go back out there and.
And
do you have a part-time gig doing something else, or you?
Yeah, like I was like I can proudly say that I was living off professional wrestling for like a year and a half. Like
wow,
where it was just my only source of income. But then finances change, other things happen, more bills pile up. Someone you were just living with probably leaves or something, and then it's like, oh, now I definitely can't do what I was doing.
You got to cover their.
I got to cover that, or even then, like even when I was paying my bills. I didn't have anything left over to save, so if anything happened to me, I would be like, oh, I got an infection in my tooth or my jaw. Well, now I'm going to be severely in debt or I'm going to be screwed.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I got like a side job and stuff like that right now. But again, I might be changing that up so I can go get a better paying job so that I can then support the habit better. Because that's why
that's what it is, man. That's what I feel like with like art,
Exactly.
I got a day job, but then I can do that shit on the side.
I almost call it we always talk. It's like it's a expensive hobby before it becomes a low paying job, and then it's just a fucking grind. It's a fucking hustle. Just like
that's every cool job. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like it's the music scene. It's like how many couches have you crashed on and
that's what made me quit music I didn't want to do that.
And people that you don't really know, but it's like, oh, I know that you're in a band and we all play the same set, and it's like, oh yeah, I live in this town. You want to come crash? Okay, strangers that I don't really know. The only thing that we know about each other is
Trey's we are all too well.
It's like, I'll come live at your roach infested apartment for a day. Like, cool.
It's like because we have that kinship of this one thing, and like we were cool backstage.
It feels like more like no other choice, and we kind of know each other, and I'll return the favor when you're in the Midwest. You know what I mean?
Like, it's cheaper to do that and deal with sleeping on a floor or whatever, and maybe being able to steal a can of peaches.
Well, it's that or in a van,
or going to a roach motel and paying $60 and playing with your buddies, and you're all like,
well, that was the whole night of playing music. You're like, we made $60. Okay, we'll get a hotel, right? Because it's -12.
It's that horrible like. I always say it's like I love pro wrestling, but I don't know if she loves me. It's, and I think it's the same thing with every like musician and anyone that's really pushing for their love and desire of
you're
art.
Right. I think it's definitely a similar feel because you're just going to different venues, but it's different gymnasiums and shit. You're just like
armories,
small little places.
Like
doing like a one night thing and just
even bars. I mean,
oh shit,
all the time.
That's cool.
It's one of those things where like it kills me too because you guys probably got it too, and you guys like music bands where it's like. My family or friends like, man, it must be so great just traveling, getting to see all these places. And it's like, and you're like, yeah, I can tell you what the guard armories look like. I can tell you what the road looks like. Corn. Oh, I'm out of the Midwest and I'm now on this side of the state. Strawberries, trees. Windmills. Sun shields, and then like it's like that's it.
Couple of porn shops on the side of the road.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of porn shops, and then it's like and some pilots and some gas stations. You're like, yep, awesome, living the dream, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool to hear though. It's like I don't have any other friends that are doing that, so it's interesting to me.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, I wouldn't change.
It's a living.
It's a living. I wouldn't change it for anything. Again, I'd rather be an old man in a wheelchair and be like. Yeah, I'm paralyzed, but I got some sweet-ass stories.
Hell yeah.
Love it. What about you, Trey? Anything crazy going on for the holidays?
No, like my dad's in town. We're just going to like binge watch baking shows and fucking like hang out with the family, open presents, get fat.
Yeah, dude, same. I've already been eating, drinking a shit ton.
Yep. Yeah, nothing crazy.
Anything is Santa bringing anything you really, really want you can't live without?
Honestly, like I'm getting some cool shit. I'm kind of blanking on what my Amazon list had. I have like something where I can like have my PS4 and shit all upstairs, but I can play it on my PC essentially. Like just like really like that'll be nice. And then like I don't know. There was one other really cool electronic thing that I got, and now I'm blanking. Oh, it's like a stream thing where basically the streams I have in like the OBS or whatever. So it's basically like a little screen that's like has all of those just like the scenes on there, so you don't have to like click basically. And
is it the Stream Deck?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You're gonna get that?
Yeah.
Elgato Stream Deck? Yeah. That's tight.
I mean, like it's something that's like probably unnecessary, but that's what gifts are, Like,
yeah.
Shit you wouldn't buy for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. Yeah, Nick.
Shane and I always do like our Christmas Eve together, so we're gonna make like a meal and open up presents, and eat a bunch of food.
Christmas Day.
Christmas
on
Day.
each other.
Christmas Day with the fam.
Some sweet cuddling.
Christmas Day is with the fam.
Oh, right on.
Her dad and then her mom's side of the family. So,
Anything on your Christmas
presents.
list that you can't live without?
Oh, he got right here.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Malachi's in town.
yeah, there's a few things that I asked for. A couple of things that I think I have. A couple of video games, I think maybe.
Like what?
Red Dead. It was one of them for sure.
I have it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't really played much of it.
There's so much. There's so much.
I put in 1 hour.
Right.
Like
so much exposure. Like it's just too much. I'm like, ugh.
And then
have you done the God of War?
I'm about half. I'm about a fourth of the way done with that game, and it's like up. It's gonna be up there for one of my favorite games.
Same.
We didn't talk about games of the year for this podcast, but Trey and
Check out the Totally Games Cast
Yeah.
with Shaun Johnson and Trey on twitch.tv/TotallyTrey on Wednesdays, 4:30.
4:30 to 5:30. We're gonna be talking about all our
was good.
favorite gaming stuff.
I'm intrigued.
Tons of
we just
fun.
talk games.
So I
It's
saw that you're looking forward to the next year or whatever, and I am looking forward to, and I'll maybe try to be on the cast for that.
totally.
I'm looking forward to the new Resident Evil remake.
Oh yeah,
So-
that'll be fun.
I'm super stoked for
Pretty
that.
sure that's February, so it's coming right
January
up.
25th.
January, yeah.
What's
So,
that? No,
very excited for that.
Dates.
Heck yeah.
For that shit, because I love,
That was yours. Like since you were a kid, that was your shit.
Resident Evil, Silent Hill, all those were my jams. So, and it looks great. Like gameplay
Yeah, no,
looks
it
awesome.
looks really good. In
Super
the
stoked.
games cast, I like set up this little box that has like a bunch of new game release trailers or whatever, and like that's one of them on there, and it looks super
fantastic.
fun.
And they had a bunch of gameplay for it that released recently. It looks fantastic.
I haven't got it's already come out and everyone talks how amazing it is. I haven't gotten to. I don't know if you guys have. Spider-Man.
Oh, I
Yeah.
loved it. It's my game of the year right now.
Is it? Okay, everyone says I'm like, I need to play it. I need
That's
to.
the game
like,
right there.
That's yeah. Oh,
I love it. Do you have a PS4 then?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got PS4 Slim 1 terabyte with Spider-Man for $200 during Black Friday. Got super lucky.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
yeah. Awesome though. We have a lot of games to play. That's what pretty much my whole weekend is gonna be seeing friends. Becca and Peter are in town, so we're gonna see them tomorrow night probably. I have Monday off. Do you have Monday off?
No, I don't. I gotta work a few
dang,
hours.
tough.
Yeah, it sucks.
Big boy John.
Madison's Christmas party. Or...
Yeah, she's doing like a Christmas thing tomorrow night too. So I don't know if
Okay.
you guys are going to that.
We might be. I don't know.
Probably. I can always tell it in his voice.
Yeah, no, Nick is the worst at soft notes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna totally try to be
He
there.
does the. You know what? I'm gonna. I think we're gonna sleep on it. And
Well, now that I know it's a work night, like I can believe that more. Like I can understand that, I should say. But then family, friends, like opening stuff. I hope to get some games. I have a whole bunch of games on my list, like Bloodborne and all that stuff. But I just my list of games to play is just so fat right now. It's like whatever I get is going to just be probably going in the backlog. I have Let's Go Pikachu.
There you go.
oh man.
I don't know if I got it, but I just mean I have it on my list.
I deleted it off my list. I was like,
Just in time?
I was like, I don't even want to get this.
So me and my buddy actually have been playing that. We've been playing Let's Go Eevee.
Okay.
And I mean you guys already know it's just a remake of the original.
Yeah.
Blue and
But
red.
they've added some twists.
yellow.
And they've added little differences here and there and different
I just
mechanics.
don't want to pay $60 or like get $60 worth of gift for like tweaks.
Honestly, like you're better off just waiting and like.
I mean, I've read boot version and blue version, and if I want to feel like a nostalgic rush, I'll just go fucking play red version. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, fuck paying $60 for the same game with shit like with weird throwing controls and like.
It's really for the they really made it for the diehard Pokemon Go
Sure.
app users.
It still got good ratings though.
No
it's-
hate towards it. I mean, it looks beautiful. I watch people play it.
So the main difference in it is there's no longer there's no longer Poke battles.
Yeah.
So like you're walking around
Yeah.
and the Pokemon pop up and like they're just chilling, so you can actually just like dodge
no random battles.
You,
I
you
like
can,
that.
You can dodge the Pokemon, but then you can go and you go into the system and then it turns into the Pokemon Go style where you throw the Pokeball.
Yeah.
You capture it and that's how you get your experience for all your Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then
they were
you-
saying catching Pokemon
Yeah.
is better for XP than
Yeah,
fighting.
and then finally you go into Poke Battle, or you go into versus trainers, and that's when you Poke Battle is against trainers and only trainers and gym battles. That's it. I mean, that's the real main different mechanic.
well, like the
No HMs
only
either.
Well, the
No,
only
there's
like,
HMs.
reason that you would fight.
But like your Pikachu or your Eevee can learn HM like right off the bat. Like you don't. It's nothing is like blocking your path. Is what I heard.
No, there is. There is.
You got like the
it's
trees and shit.
So yeah,
you have to
there's
get
still
cut
trees.
and surf and all that.
This is the weird thing is in the original, if you remember, you'd be given like a TM or whatever, and it's only used one time, and that's it. It's done. You have to choose wisely. In this one,
just
that's like
okay.
use it whenever you want,
stuff,
and then also they changed the name of the moves and stuff, but like it's no longer called cut. It's called chop and all this other stuff, and it's no longer called flash. It's called light up. And they just pretty much all they do is they give all these special secret techniques to your Pokemon. So Pikachu or Eevee.
I'm gonna piss my pants.
That's all. That's all it is. There you go. Just let it rip.
I tried.
Well, that's it for.
Yeah, let's end on that note.
On a nice
Thank you for
strong
listening to. It's on the other side.
You're gonna say goodbye first.
Thanks for listening to episode 100 of EZPZ Podcast. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot for being on, Mallaki.
I love being here. This was fun.
Yeah,
this is great.
It's just friends hanging out.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. More to come in 2019. Hopefully, we will see you on the Totally Gamescast, though, every Wednesday from 4:30 to 5:30. So much fun. Looking forward to talking about all of our favorite games, news stories, weird. I have a list of like leaks, how some video games leaked last year, like the weird situations behind that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. So twitch.tv/totallytrey, and then on Wednesday live, and then on Friday you can watch it on the YouTube channel for the Easy Peasy. Nick, where can they find you?
Instagram, bazooka_Nick.
Cool.
That's about it for now.
And you have some previews coming up for your art show, possibly.
Yep. Yeah, that's in the works. Got a lot of.
You got dozens just done already. Just finished.
I have nothing ready, but
4 months, 5 months.
I got time.
Yeah.
I got time.
You can find Trey at twitch.tv/totallytrey, and then Twitch. And then if you're looking at the screen, you can see all of his handles. Same with me, Shaun S. Johnson, and everything. Mallaki, how about you? Where are they going to find you wrestle at?
Oh man, well you can find me all over the country. I mean, hopefully. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. At Mallaki Matthews. That's Mallaki Mattthews because people don't know how to spell. And pretty much just find me on there.
Coming up?
Any events? Oh geez. Next, after this weekend, I get back on the plane, go back to South Carolina, where I'll be hopefully in Hubert, North Carolina for PWF, that's Premier Wrestling Federation, and then that's on Friday, and then on Saturday I'll be at Palmetto Championship Wrestling in Columbia, South Carolina, where I will be facing me and my buddy Kevin Ray will be tag teaming against the Monster Squad of Billy Brash and Joshua Cutshaw. So that should be a barn burner. It should be good. I will win because I'm good.
So is that how you already know you're gonna win?
Brother, kayfabe. No, I don't. I'm a legitimate fighter. All right, I go in there. We don't know whose name's underlines. We go out there and I just shoot on people, brother. I'm legitimate.
I love it. Thank you for listening to episode 100. We'll be back in 2019. It's been EZPZ Podcast, and we're out.
Yeah.